On the last episode of Nomadic Doctress, I took you shopping with me to find red braiding hair and perfume while talking about why so many Americans are moving away, including myself. Now let's get into today's episode while I braid my hair.
So every time someone tries to like come for me for being different about something or how I handle something or how I think about something, it makes me think like you be no different from a leader who tries to like off everyone who doesn't have blonde hair and blue eyes. You know what I'm saying?
Braid my hair. Come on and braid my hair. People love to claim how much they wish more people were authentic, but on the other hand, they continue to support and follow what's popular. And this is something that I've noticed and observed since I was a young girl. Being different made you weird or less popular, and this can be found in various spaces and sectors: schools, jobs, religious institutions, hobbies, sports. It's all around us. And this is why people who are different or weird, like people like to call them, they must have confidence that is so high that nothing and no one can penetrate it. That no matter what happens, whether win or lose, you don't question and lose yourself, because it's easy to do, especially if it relates to your stability and survival. That's why many lose themselves. Their survival instincts kick in and they do whatever they feel keeps things how they feel comfortable. And as someone who has been on that block before, I can say I totally understand. As I shared with you all in the last video, I quit a job at Michigan State because they asked me to change my red hair. Because it's not natural for a black woman to have red hair. Yeah, talking about, can you change your hair to something that's more natural? Yeah, and I'm gonna be up out of here. It's okay to be different. It's okay to change. It's okay to have moments. It's okay to shift. It's totally okay. But we have a lot of spaces that want us to play respectability politics. They want us to have a certain look to us so that they can stay within a certain status. And of course, when we look at how the brain operates, if I'm being rewarded for being like the status quo, if I'm only receiving opportunities when I'm like the status quo, of course, an individual, there's a good chance they're going to get in line if their survival depends upon it. We just have to be honest about it. And that's what we see happening amongst us with so many people. But just know that with each shift that you go through, each change that you make, it takes time to attract who is actually for you. You may experience loss, confusion, or even doubt, okay? And listen when I tell you, I totally understand. I used to hate myself for not being able to do the same thing consistently for years. Instead of continuing, I change.
Child, this I bought this it's supposed to be something for men with their hair, but I be using it as like an edge control. Baby, this stuff is strong. You see how it took my curls and it just made it strong. I look like alfalfa. Alfalfa, darling. I think I'm gonna run out of hair though, y'all. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just braid down the parts in the middle that um I don't have enough hair for. And that's just what it's gonna be because I'm only gonna keep these in probably for a few weeks anyway. So I'm not about to go, and because each pack was like 25,000 pesos. And so I'm not about to go back to buy another pack of three that I'm not gonna need. And so I'm just gonna break down the parts that I don't use and just be covering that shit up, honey. Okay? Ain't nobody about to be all up in my head. Ain't nobody pulling, Weston, Weston. I'm good.
I change relationships, houses, how I feel about something, my mind. I change careers, hobbies, and countries. I change what I focus on when I feel the need to want to change what I want to focus on. And some may say that's a bad thing when looking at pop culture and what has been seen as being normal in this world. But I think that's what keeps me sane, especially as someone who is unmasked, who's no longer playing a role and trying to manipulate how I'm seen and perceived. Because that's all it is a game of manipulation when we find ourselves in those types of spaces. And it always gets me when people be like, it's not hard to just be yourself. I'm just da 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 da. And it's just, your survival must have never depended upon who you are and how you show up. That's all that tells me. It doesn't make me look at another person any differently who may have lived with a mask on, because all places are not safe for you to reveal your true nature, your true face. And that's why we have so much secretive stuff going on in the world now. You know, it's like, I know when I tried to live a certain way, I was bored and even a little toxic, honey. Speaking of building a new version of yourself, I want to take a quick moment to thank the sponsor of today's video, my 30-day subconscious and nervous system reset journal. One thing I've come to learn over the years is that transformation doesn't just happen because we decide we want a different life. It happens because we begin changing the patterns, beliefs, and habits that keep pulling us back into old versions of ourselves. And that's exactly why I created this journal. Over 30 days, you'll work through guided prompts, nervous system regulation exercises, and subconscious reflection activities designed to help you become more intentional about the life you're creating instead of staying stuck in survival mode. If that's something you've been working on, you can find the link down below in the description box and the pinned comment. When I think about what a lot of us are afraid of, I don't think we're afraid of change. I think it's a fear of what people are going to think once the change happens. Because the moment you start doing something different, people start asking questions, honey. What happened to you? You changed. I like the old you better. You used to do X, Y, and Z. And sometimes they don't even realize what they're really saying. They're not saying they want you to be happy. They're saying they prefer the version of you that made them comfortable. And those are two completely different things. I think about this all the time because I've reinvented myself more times than I can count on both of my hands and my toes, honey, okay? I've been a teacher, therapist, researcher, business owner, author, YouTuber, and now I'm a full-time digital nomad. And every season requires a different version of myself. And every time I've changed, somebody has something to say, honey. Some people thought I was making the biggest mistake of my life when I left my teaching career. Some people thought I was irresponsible for leaving the country. Some people think I'm constantly running away from something. But if you've been following my journey for a while, then you know I'm not running away from nothing. I'm running towards something, towards peace, freedom, curiosity, towards a life that actually feels like mine. And I think that's an important distinction to make, because when you've spent years living according to other people's expectations, the first time you make a decision solely for yourself almost feels a little selfish. You know, it can feel uncomfortable, wrong, And not because it is wrong, but because it's something that is unfamiliar. And sometimes we spend so many years receiving validation for sacrificing ourselves that choosing ourselves almost feels like we're doing something bad. And I had to unlearn that. And I'm still unlearning parts of it, even now. There's moments where I question myself. There are still moments where I wonder if I'm doing enough, if I'm doing the right thing, if I should settle down differently, if I should build my life the way everyone else has built theirs for a certain space of success. But then I remember the life everyone else wants isn't necessarily the life that I want, honey. And that's okay. I don't need everyone to understand my path. I just need to understand why I'm walking it. I think that's something social media has made really difficult. We're exposed to thousands of opinions every single day. Everyone has some piece of advice. They have a blueprint. They know the definition of success, honey. But success isn't supposed to be a one size fits all. Some people genuinely want the big house, or the corporate career, the marriage and children, and some people want to travel the world. Some people want a quiet little cabin somewhere surrounded by trees off grid. And none of those dreams are wrong, even the dreams of those who want to be professional streamers. The only thing that's wrong is living someone else's dream because you're too afraid to admit what yours actually is. So if you're in a season where you're changing, give yourself permission to be a beginner again.
I'm gonna say, look at this new growth, y'all. So my hair, all this black is new growth. I dyed my hair, I cut it and dyed it April 13th. So that was literally 3 months ago. And so in 3 months, I have 1.5 inches of new growth. I think that's pretty good. I ain't no bald headed. I ain't no bald headed hoe.
Give yourself permission to disappoint people. Give yourself permission to outgrow things that once felt like home. Because growth has a way of making old spaces feel smaller. And not because those spaces are bad, but because you've just become bigger. And let that be a reminder that you need it today. You're not confused because you're failing. You may just be confused because you're transitioning, and there's a difference. You don't have everything figured out? Whoop-de-doo.
Alright, so what I did was I braided this last one going up. So for this braid right here, I'm gonna braid this into the braid so that I can hide that from being able to stick out and stuff. But oh yeah, baby, this is about to be a nice little cover up. Hey, inches. I missed having braids. I haven't had braids in so long, y'all. I missed them. Let me go finish my last 5, child. And we'll be back.
We're not always supposed to have everything figured out, especially when we're building the next version of our life one decision at a time. And I hope that you trust yourself enough to keep going. And with us, with the keeping on and the keeping on, it's so important for us to not pay attention to the bullies and the people who will always have something to say. I know this is an area where I've had to have a lot of work at because it's just like, I haven't done anything to you. Why are you coming over here, causing all types of chaos? But we have to understand that not everyone is living in their truth or even willing to live in their truth, and that's not our responsibility.
We are now at the last braid. I didn't realize y'all could see me in the mirror back there. Look at me with braids. It's been years since I've had braids. Oh my gosh. I haven't had braids since 2014. 12 years. I've been just sitting here watching my van lifers, y'all. I love the way that this it's not even really edge control. It's something to deal with men and like being able to model their hair and shit. But baby, this it works good. This is the best stuff I've ever had before. I'm gonna be so sad when I run out of it. Because I've never had like an edge control that works this good. I'm sure there are others, but like I said, this is my first time having one that works this good. I may actually do my edges, chat. I ain't never been the one to be into all of that, but I've been needing to get more girly again, y'all. I feel like I've been letting myself go. I'm gonna be honest. I just got me some new perfume when I was out, and when I tell y'all that perfume smells so good, and it lasts. Oh my gosh, and it lasts. And it's like name brand shampoo, but it's like the scamming the booster, you know what I'm saying? Like what they call it, dupes or something. But baby, it smells just like it. And so I'm about to start back getting more like girly and doing all of that jazz and stuff. I've been kind of letting myself go a little bit. Well, I won't say letting myself go, but whew, tie this in. I'm gonna dip my hair tomorrow. I'm not gonna dip it tonight. I don't feel like doing it tonight. Because then I'm gonna have to deal with the wet hair all night. And it's kind of cool out. You know, I'm in the mountains, so at nighttime it get cool. So what I'm gonna do is in the morning, I'm gonna dip it. See, and you can't even tell that the middle's not all the way done. Because it blends in perfect. Woo! Y'all know I used to try to like dye my locks red and stuff, and I hate it. Ooh, ooh, I forgot how that feels. Oh shit! Oh fuck! Oh my gosh! I forgot how that feels. Lifting up fresh braids. Oh my gosh! Oh, we gonna let them stay down. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna twist them up tonight. So I gotta figure out. I think I wanna. I don't know if I wanna have straight ends or if I want them to be a little bit like crinkled from like basically. I think that's what I'm gonna do though, cause I'm a. Ooh, y'all, that just gave my brain a shock, child. I forgot all about that. But I started my hair. When did I start it? Last night I did like 2 rows in the back. And then I got back at it today. It took me probably like a total of like 8 hours or so. 8, 9 hours. Because you gotta account for when I like stop, ate, laid outside in the hammock. You know, you take your time when you're doing your own hair. Whew, y'all, that fucked up my brain. I ain't gonna lie. But yeah, I didn't like dyeing my locks. But I was willing to dye my short hair, but my locks, I didn't like how it was. And I remember when I had red ends, the one time I did dye my locks, I absolutely loved it. You know, I've had a lot of people asking me if I'm gonna go back to locks one day, and I may, you know, I think I needed to have a reset with that old set because I went through so much with that set of locks that sometimes you need a rebirth, you know, you need to have a new experience, a different experience. And I think that's what I needed with those locks. And so I absolutely loved having locks. Um, I think it was just the fact of I needed to have a sense of newness with it, you know? And so I may get them back in one day. I've been going back and forth between if I'm gonna just keep growing my hair out or if I'm gonna keep cutting it. I like being able to braid it though, so I may, I don't know. I'm taking it day by day. So let me not even give a response or an answer to some shit because I'm gonna let y'all know now my mind can change. And those who have been around for a while, you know that I use free will and I change my mind a lot. Because how I felt yesterday may not be how I feel today. How I feel today may not be how I feel tomorrow. Okay. And so I just go with the flow. That's why I'm a nomad, you know? And the beautiful part is that, you know, I feel like one thing, and I think I'm gonna end the video with this, but how people try to like make you feel bad for being like different or being yourself or having certain quirks. Like they try to like, oh, you're not normal, you're not. What the fuck is normal? What is really normal? You know what I'm saying? It's like we try to standardize things, and that's why we have so much history in the world of, you know, them offing certain people and stuff because they're different from them. So every time someone tries to like come for me for being different about something or how I handle something or how I think about something, it makes me think like you be no different from a leader who tries to like off everyone who doesn't have blonde hair and blue eyes. You know what I'm saying? Like one of the beautiful things about life is the fact that we're not all the same. And I really feel like it's all about finding your tribe, finding your people versus trying to change people, versus trying to force people to be in the same vibe as you. Like, because Trina had a song called, oh hell, it's the hole at the bottom of it. She got a song called Can That Bitch Live? Like, and that's how I feel. Like, can we live? Can we experience life the way that we're meant to be a manifestation of the higher power to experience life? Like, right and wrong is so freaking like objective. Well, subjective. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's right for you may be considered wrong for another person. And what's wrong for another person could be considered right for you. And it's like the beautiful things is about finding who and what works for you and leaving it there. But I'm about to wind down. Watch probably another van life, and then I'm going to bed. I need to make sure I got all these little small pieces of hair and stuff off this bed. Because I'm going to be mad if I wake up with hair all in my coochie and my booty crack. So, I know hair, connect a line, and find a way places, honey. Okay, it find its way places. But this was the vibe. Thank y'all for being with me. Y'all gonna see the full hair in the daylight and stuff after I finish dipping it and stuff in the next video. But I love you all. And remember, I ain't said this in a while, but we about to bring it big. Sometimes it is that deep. Love y'all. Bye.
And if you enjoyed today's conversation, I'd love for you to do me a favor and hit that like button and subscribe because it really helps the channel grow and the algorithm. And I also love to hear from you in the comments. What's one way that you've changed over the past few years that other people didn't understand, but ended up being exactly what you needed? Don't forget to subscribe, turn on your notifications, because I'm documenting this journey of building a life that feels authentic, intentional, and aligned across borders. And if you're looking for coaching, hypnotherapy, classes, or resources to support you on your transformation, head on over to monacole.com. And last but not least, thank you to all of my channel members. If you would like to support the channel even further and be a part of the Nomadic crew, definitely consider becoming a member here on the channel by clicking the join button down below. I'd like to thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.